Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. This is Ken, here with Jeff, Neal, and I guess Matt too.
Matt's here too.
Matt's here too.
Yeah, I like your hat you're wearing today.
It's orange.
Is it yellow or?
I can't. I'm colorblind.
I'm surprised you're wearing
yellow. It's a yellow hat.
It looks kind of like a gold or possibly a marigold color.
Oh.
Matt just discovered he's wearing a yellow hat.
We're a little surprised because you're kind of wearing Packers colors, which is a no-no around this part.
He's wearing
around
gray,
these parts.
Neal. Maybe you are also colorblind.
Well, just the hat. I'm saying he's just wearing yellow.
Okay. It's very good for an audio medium again.
It is, yeah.
We always do that.
We'll post a picture.
The man of the yellow hat.
Yeah, exactly. Who's Curious George then?
Jeff.
Okay, that makes sense.
He is the most curious of all
Yeah,
of us.
very curious man.
Most of us are satisfied not to know stuff, but he's the one who's got to know.
It's Curious Jeff and the man of the yellow hat. Too bad we're not a team today.
No, not a team, but we got a great show today because we have some great guests. I'm going to start with the person who's Skyping furthest away, or I guess, what is this, Zencasting furthest away, and that is Fúsi. He's an Oakland 5 supporter from Reykjavik, Iceland. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thanks for having me.
And may I say, Fúsi, your beard is exactly what I expected when I heard we were having a gentleman from Iceland on the show. But tell us a little bit about yourself, other than your beard.
Yes, I live in Reykjavik, Iceland. I am the store manager of a furniture store, but right now I'm actually on paternity leave, staying home with a brand new baby.
Congratulations.
Because you get that in Iceland.
Oh,
Yeah.
convenient.
The
We get
congratulations
that, and it's
was more
mandatory
about...
to take at least
was-
like 4 months.
Yeah, my
Wow.
congratulations was 50% congratulations on having a new baby and 50% congratulations on living in a civilized country.
So yeah, I live here with my little daughter, my wife, who is Canadian, and my wiener dog.
Lovely. Well, we hear you're teaming up with Jeff to kind of complement each other's strong points. But before we play, we need a host. And it is returning Savage Superstar Bettina Masschaele. She's from Wilmington, North Carolina. And welcome back to the show. What just happened, Neal?
I dropped a giant bottle of water.
All right. Well, let's carry on. Bettina,
Right on the roadcaster.
Hey, how are y'all
Bettina,
doing?
welcome.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself to remind the listeners.
I live with Stefan and our 4 kids and 2 dogs. I've been a nurse for, I guess, almost 20 years now, and I work as a health educator and volunteer coordinator at a community farm that gives food out to our charities.
Important work.
That's right. I remember she was doing just about everything.
So I'm always
important,
dirty.
yeah.
I'm always outside with, pulling up vegetables or weeds or talking to kids. So I love it.
Always helping people.
Sounds very nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for writing today's game, and I think that's it, right? We just got to get the rules.
Yeah. Let's see what the rules have to say.
Triviality Podcast is 2 rounds of 20 questions worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there's a special swing round by this week's host. In the final round, players wager points they've earned for a chance to become the cream of the crop.
I am the cream.
It was Gilbert.
It was Gilbert, and he sounded like he was trying to do an Icelandic accent. I don't know. What do you think, Fúsi?
He did not nail it.
No.
It's more like New York, sort of.
He's just coasting at this point, to be honest.
It was the Icelandic portion of Queens in New York.
Screeching count as an accent.
All right. Well, what's your team name going to be, Jeff and Fúsi? I think you had a good idea.
Yeah, inspired by Fúsi's awesome name and my love of trivia / The Office. And little side note, I might be kind of useless today. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but we're going to be Fúsi's Foibles.
Okay, Fúsi's Foibles. How about you guys?
Yeah, I'm going to team with Matt.
This is a big day for you, Neal. Why don't you tell the people what they should be doing right now?
Yeah, so my book's coming out today. This is release day, April 26th. And if you pre-order it, thank you very much for doing that. If you haven't yet or you'd like to go check it out, it's available everywhere. Target, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, wherever you want to go.
Buy it in bulk.
Buy it in bulk. help me get on some sort of list. Hopefully not one that
You're already on my
puts me in
list.
jail. But yeah, hopefully pick it up if you can. It's called Being Patrick Swayze: Essential Teachings from the Master of the Mullet. I appreciate all of your help, and hopefully it'll help me get another book or two. We'll see.
So we're gonna be the bulk book buyers.
The bulk book buyers, the BBB.
And just for the record, this is being recorded about a month in advance. I did just pre-order Neal's book for real. Before I was lying, I hadn't read it yet, so I just pre-ordered it.
Well, I appreciate it.
It's done,
and it is available internationally because we had a listener, Willem van Vanderloo from the Netherlands, and he picked up a copy, or he reserved a copy at a bookstore down the street.
Yeah, nice.
Wow.
So it should be available everywhere.
International flavor.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump on into this game.
Just so you know, this game is a little odd. So it has a travel theme since I love to travel, and thankfully we can start doing more of that now. But it also has a good dose of a certain genre that I find interesting, and it'll be quite apparent the further we get into the game. So to start our game, let's go traveling. We're going to go to the airport. So number 1, airport. In what European country can you find the world's largest sales outlet of chocolate? The outlet is located in its capital's airport and sells about 2 tons of chocolate per day. Some of this country's famous chocolate brands include Godiva and Newhouse.
The land of chocolate.
All right, we're going to lock
Chocolate
in
land.
over here.
Fúsi,
Did you lock in with Candyland?
North Candyland.
Oh,
Fúsi, do you know
The
this one?
first thing I thought about was just Belgium or Switzerland.
Belgium was the first one that came to mind for me.
Go with Belgium.
Go with Belgium. Nice and easy.
Yep, Matt and I wrote down Belgium, Italy, and Switzerland, but we thought maybe it was too small, and we said just Germany in general.
Points to Jeff and Fúsi. It's Belgium. They consume actually 17 pounds of chocolate per year, and Switzerland, where my husband is from, consumes 20 pounds per year.
Wow.
But
Does he still consume
Belgium.
20 pounds per year?
yes, he does.
Yeah.
He actually does.
I do too. I just
so-
sadly lack universal health care.
So, question 2. Lighthouse. In what film does a mother and her 3 sons, Francis, Jake, and Lotney, hide out at the Lighthouse Lounge after a jailbreak and subsequent car chase? The lounge, named for its views of Oregon's Tillamook Rock Lighthouse, is also the entrance to a tunnel filled with rich stuff and booby traps.
Ooh, you don't know this one, do you, Neil?
I'm at a loss on this
Yeah,
one.
it sounds like a Goonies type plot, but I don't think it's the Goonies.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking maybe it's like a sort of a family adventure type movie.
A jailbreak.
That's what's throwing me up. Because initially I was like, oh, Caged Heat. But they don't have kids in that movie.
Random poll.
Escape from Portland.
Yeah. Okay, we don't think we know it, but we're just gonna lock in with an actual movie.
It's a good start.
Fúsi, does this movie plot ring a bell to you?
I have not any idea. No idea.
I don't either. My guess was going to be The Goonies because I haven't seen it, and that was
You
the
haven't seen
closest.
the Goonies?
I have not. Nope. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen
how about The Lighthouse?
with Robert Pattinson.
Don't kill the seabird.
Yeah, I got confused. Just like between 28 Days and 28 Days Later, I ended up watching The Lighthouse when I meant to watch, The Goonies. So, just want to guess The Goonies just to have something in there.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say you got confused between 28 Days Later and the Sandra Bullock rom-com 28 Days?
Yes, that's the joke.
Or a drama? Okay, I was just making sure. Yeah, we didn't know. The jailbreak was throwing us off. The 3 kids was throwing us off, so we picked like a family movie and went with Escape from Witch Mountain.
So it might help you a little more if I told you that Lotney, one of the sons, is named Sloth, and it's the Goonies.
It is the Goonies.
Holy.
Hey, no way.
It just wasn't. It just wasn't the main part of the Goonies.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't even thinking about that, but Francis now rings a bell, yeah.
All right, whatever our first instinct is on this next one, we are going with
Yeah, we
it.
had them right. We had it right both times.
Both
we just
of them.
talked ourselves out of it.
So sports stadiums. In 1961 at Yankee Stadium, Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record by hitting 61 home runs in a single season. Since then, 3 other players have beaten this record. Please name all 3 alliteratively named players.
I know this, Fúsi. We can lock in.
Very good. We don't get a lot of baseball here.
I understand. Not a problem.
You got the other one too?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I expected hockey to be the most Icelandic sport, but it's actually football, right? Like soccer?
Yes, it's soccer. We don't really play hockey.
Interesting.
Mighty Ducks lied to us. Mighty Ducks.
Yeah,
2.
they were the powerhouse, Iceland,
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. They had like the dark uniforms
Yeah.
and the slick back hair.
and the groupies.
I haven't seen that. Are we with the villains? in that
Oh,
one?
yes.
Oh,
In,
yeah.
in Mighty
Are
Ducks
you
2,
ever?
you're supposed to.
Are
yeah.
you ever? That is a piece of team.
Yeah. every kid has like Brill cream, like slicked back
Yeah.
hair.
It's like, why are they all so wicked?
Just bullies for no reason.
Yeah.
I will be
Not
honest.
true.
though.
Every
great.
person from Iceland I've ever met, very, very nice.
All right. Well, we are locked in. You guys are locked in too, right? We are going with Big Mac, Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, and Sammy Sosa, 3 guys who will never be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. We did the same. I hit my chest twice, put the peace sign in the air. We said Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, and Barry Bonds.
Oh, and that's correct. All right. So the next one is question 4, paranormal tours. So if you're a fan of the paranormal, you may want to visit Baltimore's Greenmount Cemetery and check out the grave of Elijah Bond. In 2007, a historian helped redesign Bond's headstone to include a replica of the novelty Bond patented. This same historian would curate the exhibit Let the Spirit Move You in honor of Bond for the Baltimore Museum of Industry. What did Bond patent?
All right. So 2007, it was redone. Did they say when he was alive? There was no time period for that, right?
I didn't hear that.
We got Let the Spirit Move You.
What's interesting to me is that they redid the tombstone to include what he created on it, I'm assuming, or
Yeah.
near it.
Whatever novelty. So it's like they put a big whoopee cushion on top. Like that. Not that, obviously.
That's his legacy. Every time
Like
you
the
Yeah.
like the Blarney Stone, you have to go there and you have to inflate it yourself.
Whichever way the wind blows. This is epitaph.
let the spirit move you.
What are your thoughts?
Do you have a feeling, Jeff?
Crystal ball was the thing that came to mind. If he was, maybe like a future reader, fortune teller kind of thing, I could see him patenting the crystal ball. I would definitely call that a novelty. So
Absolutely.
I couldn't think of anything else kind of related to that. Like
Let
maybe
the spirit move you.
tables that move themselves or something like that. With pulleys. But yeah, spirit moved me to crystal ball. If you like it.
Okay.
And now I'm moving as well. Crystal
Alrighty,
ball.
let's do it.
Well, first we were thinking of pogo sticks. Those were just moving. But Let the Spirit Move You was kind of the advertising for the Ouija board. It was kind of, you put your hand on it and it was moving. So we think they might have put a big old Ouija board on it.
And you're correct, it is a Ouija board. And actually, he patented it, so who invented it, we're not sure, but
Oh, one of those situations.
but if you go to his grave, you'll see his name, his date, but on the back you'll see the whole replica of the Ouija board.
Oh, you were awfully close though.
Yeah.
I was not even thinking. I was thinking pet rock.
Oh, yeah.
I will say that the spirit slightly misled us, which is like when I had my last reading saying I would be a very successful podcaster. So
You're a medium successful podcast.
I think those were just the coffee grounds left over in my garbage, though.
Question number 5 is national parks. What country is called the Lion King of Africa because it contains the highest population of lions in the world? Protected areas such as the Serengeti National Park and Kilimanjaro National Park, along with assistance from the Maasai tribe, have safeguarded this species. What is this country? And for an extra 5 bonus points, if you can tell me this country's national animal. And heads up, surprisingly, this is the only country to have this as their national animal.
So this is where the rains come down in Africa, right?
I was just thinking of the song, too.
I
but-
know you were, because it's got the Serengeti and Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
I think this would be my guess.
Okay. I don't think this is a country. Is this a city?
That is not a country.
Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll go with yours. And then
can we have a bonus game? Basically, it's like I'll name stuff and you have to tell me whether it's a country or
Is
not.
it a thing or not? We could have a super clip of Neil be like, "Is this a country? Is this an element? Is this a compound?" It's like, no, sorry. No, that is wrong. After discussing that Nairobi is not a country in Africa, we have actually decided on a country that is in Africa and are locked in.
All right, Fúsi, do you know this one?
I don't know it. I was thinking Kenya.
Okay. I think it's Tanzania because I always used to guess Kenya, and I think I've gotten it wrong at trivia a couple times.
Yeah, maybe giraffe. I can't think of anything else. That
I
has
do
a
like giraffes. So we're going to go with Tanzania and giraffes, even though there's a giraffe hotel, I think, in Kenya.
No, Kenya and Tanzania are like close, right?
Yes, they're both in like
Africa.
Central Eastern Africa. So
The small continent of Africa.
which is
Go ahead and say
enormous.
Eswatini and let's get it over with.
Yeah, no, we went with Kenya.
Solid
And
guess.
as the animal, we went with elephant because it's on the Starbucks coffee bag of Kenya.
So the answer is Tanzania.
Nice.
And I was trying to give you a little clue with the bonus question by saying heads up, but it is giraffe.
Wow.
So Jeff and Fúsi
I don't
got
know
it.
what's going on today, but we're doing great.
Do you know what's funny though? When we listen to past recordings in the car, if there is a geography question that Neal gets wrong, my son will say, "Oh God, Jeff's going to correct that."
That's
Not
funny.
wrong.
Not wrong, yeah.
Also not wrong very much during this game because the Fúsi's Foibles is at 45 points and the Triple B is at 20 points. What was it? Bulk book buyers?
Yeah.
Bulk book
Yeah,
buyers.
you got it.
Bulk
20
book
points.
buyer boys.
So
from
strong
Boston.
lead. Strong lead halfway through the first.
It's funny you should say that, Bettina, because like in real life, I'm not that much of a pedant, but I do like to play it up on the show for fun.
Disagree.
Not that much.
Don't ruin the magic, Jeff. Don't ruin the illusion.
So number 6 is cruising. What U.S. state's capital is the most popular cruise destination for its state? Though only having approximately 32,000 full-time residents, the state capital attracts over 1 million tourists annually, with over 90% being from cruises. Prior to your visit, pack a raincoat and a pair of binoculars to engage in one of the city's most popular tourist activities. And I'm looking for the capital and not the state.
So we were talking a lot about state capitals, and it turns out we might need a refresher, but we're locked in with an answer that we hope is the state capital.
Do you have any idea, Fúsi? I mean,
No, I started thinking somewhere down south, and then I moved to like Niagara Falls or something.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Niagara Falls would be hard to cruise to.
Unless you want to go over the falls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
Cruise through.
so like states that get a lot of cruises. I'm trying to think of like cities that we have on the coastlines, and the first one that came to mind was Anchorage, or Juneau in Alaska. I don't know. I think there's more people there though, and I don't know why you need a raincoat. Binoculars for sure. They do a lot of bird watching up there. But yeah, all the other places I can think for cruises, there's just more people. There's more people in Tallahassee. There's more people on the East Coast. So I'd like to just guess Juneau, Alaska, and call it a day. I think Anchorage is the one that's really populated with like 100,000 plus people. So it's where everybody in the U.S. goes on cruises. They either go south or they go to Alaska.
Alaskan
So,
cruises.
yeah.
We'll see if you're right. Again, our gut said Alaska, but we went against the gut. And Matt, what did we go with?
We were looking in the Pacific Northwest, thinking maybe it was one of those cruises that goes up to Alaska, and we said Olympus, Washington.
Olympia, Washington.
Olympia. That's what we said. You're right.
So the raincoat and the binoculars, one of the city's most popular tourist activities for cruises is whale watching, and it's Juneau.
It is June.
Juneau,
Oh,
Alaska.
man, I had every part of that one nailed down.
I guess you might want a raincoat for that. Yeah.
When we went, it was just raining the whole time.
We really got to go with our gut because we've had the right answer every time.
No, let's keep going against it. This is going well.
That's good. My understanding up there is that the unofficial bird of Alaska is the mosquito. So if it's raining, it's probably not as bad.
Carnival. Carnival is a festive occasion that is celebrated in predominantly Catholic cities. If you were to visit Rio de Janeiro, you would be celebrating the most attended carnival in the world. The word carnival is associated with the practices of Lent, and its meaning is to abstain from what?
This makes sense because
Just
of
from
other
that.
things.
Yeah.
But Carnival usually starts on Fat Tuesday, I believe.
Does it?
Yeah, and then goes into Ash Wednesday.
Okay. I've seen the costumes, and I know they
Or
party,
maybe
they
it's-
party quite a bit.
Any of you guys have Catholicism in your backgrounds?
I went to CCD, the Catholic, like Monday, whatever, Sunday school type deal.
I went to CCD on Saturdays, and then X-Men started coming on the cartoon. And
So you
my
quit.
parents said, you can do whatever you want. And I said, I want to watch
X-Men.
X-Men. So I quit.
I went to CCD too, and one of my teachers quit, and the other one had a heart attack.
We watched
Oh, no.
we watched the 10 Commandments in 40-minute increments over 10 weeks. So it was very, very useful.
So your
useful
options
time.
as a young child were learn about God or watch X-Men, and you were like, well, this is easy.
No, 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 no.
Smash cut.
We can lock it with the first one. I'm fine with it.
Okay, we're going to lock in with our first guess, our gut guess.
Sometimes I wish we had a well-produced YouTube channel for jokes like that. Fúsi, do you know the origins of the word carnival?
No, but I'm just connecting it to carnivore and all that.
I think you're right. I think they give Catholics tend to give up meat on Fridays during Lent, not fish, but meat.
What an enormous sacrifice.
I know, right? So I want to say I think you're right. I think it's meat. So
Yeah, abstaining from meat.
Yeah, we went with our gut. We thought carne. We said meat.
And you're correct. It's meat, or translates to flesh, but yep, for flesh of the animal, meat. Yep.
All right, no flesh.
I try to
Just like you're
abstain from
thinking.
flesh 365 days a year.
it's really hard in Rio during Carnival, but
So this next question, I'm gonna give a shout out to the ultimate playtester, Louis or Anthony. I'm not sure how he.
Oh, Louis.
That's Louis.
Louis, yeah.
Yeah, Louis. But he helped me with this question. So I'm gonna
Too
give him some
smart, though,
props.
that Louis.
Yeah, dumb it down, Louis. We've asked you this before.
I just love that he can remember a lot of the questions that were played before, so he can,
Someone
let
has
me
to,
know.
'cause it's
this
not
might
us.
have been.
skill we lack.
So French Riviera, located on the French Riviera, Toulon, France, was a testing site in the 1950s for what underwater invention by Jacques Cousteau? Although considered dangerous to use, this invention became a popular tourist activity. Despite all the rage, no confirmed deaths have been reported using this device.
Submarine?
Yeah, like a little
I don't
mini.
think he made a submarine.
Well, he was in one a lot, or whatever it's called. Not a submarine, but I can't think of the name of it.
The Beatles sang about that like 10 years later. They had to have been around way before.
So what do you think then?
I like your first answer.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll lock in with
No
our,
guts, no
our
glory.
gut. No
We're
guts, no
proving
glory. Yeah.
Are you implying there were no submarines in World War II?
Not a single
No,
submarine.
not a submarine. I'm talking about a single person exploratory
All right,
unit.
Let's see what these guys
Some
say.
people call them hoagies, actually.
Jeez. All right, Fúsi, do you know this one with Cousteau?
No, not really. I was thinking of, the scuba tanks that they have on their back and
Yeah,
whatever.
I was originally thinking that, but Bettina, I think, snuck in a clue with "Despite all the rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage." Would be lyrics from whatever that band is,
Smashing
Pumpkins. So I think what she's looking for might be the diving bell, which was kind of a container that people would, it would displace the air and they would go down in that. So I think my gut tells me, based on what the clue I think I heard was, I think that should be what we go with, but we'll see.
Or a shark cage.
Yeah, I think
If you
despite
picked
all
up
his
the-
rage, he is in a
Oh,
tourist shark cage.
Could be a shark cage. That's
Is
smarter.
that what you guys answered?
No, that would be a better answer. We said scuba gear.
Oh, the clue was there, and actually Louis helped me with that, but it is a shark cage.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, I believe that a couple people have died with scuba gear on.
Yeah.
But nobody's died in a shark cage, which I think is incredible.
I think it was
And
just
and the diving bow was a lot earlier, I believe.
yeah. Why would I consider shark cage? That makes so much sense.
you had all the parts, and then you're like, nah.
Oh, you were so close to it. Yeah, I was like, you got it. Oh,
And just for the record,
okay.
because I was getting stomped on here, Jacques Cousteau invented the diving saucer, small submarine that could hold only 2 people in 1959. So I was on the right track.
Okay.
We know you know stuff.
Good
Neil.
job, Neil.
I've seen a documentary about Jacques Cousteau.
About the diving saucers.
to number 9. is Super Bowl, and I'm going to thank my brother Chris for this because I'm not great at sports, but he gave me this question. Most people may remember the New Orleans Saints beating the Colts in Super Bowl 44, but who did the Saints beat in the NFC Championship game that season? The key play occurred when Tracy Porter intercepted Brett Favre's pass in the last minute of the fourth quarter.
You remember this one, Fúsi?
Oh yeah,
It was a big day in Fúsi's household.
We can lock
took the
in.
day off.
All right, Jeff's got it.
All right, I believe this was a day that fans of Minnesota were very upset, right?
This is not quite the, I believe, Gary Anderson game when he missed that field goal or extra point, whatever it was. But yeah, you would think it's a Packers because it's Brett Favre, but this was the season he played for the Vikings.
Yeah, I was going to say, Fúsi, this is the one team I would think that Icelanders can get behind. You said I'm going to say the Vikings.
That's correct. You guys didn't fall for Minnesota Vikings. Correct.
We
Don't
wouldn't
look
be
up their
allowed
mascot,
to.
though. It's not
accurate?
No.
We wouldn't be allowed to answer Packers anyway, just out of.
They came here, Minnesota Vikings, after we went to the Euros in the soccer team.
Oh, really? Huh.
And we made some weird connection with the Minnesota Vikings where our players would go there and do the Viking chant with the fans.
That's very cool.
Oh yeah,
So did the Vikings ever get to Minnesota? It's a good question.
because their chant is
Somebody
what
needs to look
skull,
that
right?
up.
That's the Vikings chant. Yeah, at least in the football.
In the football.
In the football.
Big fan over here.
So question 10 is movies or movie theater. Guess you could go there if you're traveling. Possibly because the starring actress was Australian or that its title loosely implies family. What horror film's trailer was accidentally played in a Perth, Australia movie theater prior to the showing of Peter Rabbit in 2018?
All right, we are going to lock in.
So we're thinking of a 2018 horror movie with an Australian lead.
Yeah. What comes to mind?
Toni Collette's American, right?
I think so. What was she in?
Hereditary.
Oh, actually, that would be funny. Hereditary would be about the right time, maybe? I like that
think
with the
so.
familial.
Yeah.
Toni Collette
I'm
could
not
be
even sure
Australian.
she's Australian. I don't think she's Australian.
She might be. I mean, anyone I could think of, like Nicole Kidman or Naomi Watts or anyone else who's Australian. I can't place them in a horror film from that time. So I like that answer.
Yep, star of the Australian rom-com Muriel's Wedding, Toni Collette, Hereditary.
Yep, that's correct. It's Hereditary.
Good pull, Fúsi.
Turns out she's
That
just a
would have
good
been
actress.
terrible.
Yeah, just the scarred children. And
That's probably my favorite horror movie, period.
Today I learned Toni Collette's Australian.
All right, and after the first round, it looks like it's 85-50 with Team FF on top of BBB.
Wow, they are not missing very much over there.
they are not. So before we throw it to Bettina for the swing round, just wanted to say we're getting really close to 500 patrons, which is amazing. We're at 449 as we record this today, which is the end of March. But we just want to say thank you to all our patrons currently. And if anyone's interested, you can go to patreon.com/Triviality Podcast for a bunch of great things like what, Jeff?
So many great things. Neil, I love to start with just the bonus episodes. Recording the crop drops every month, plus our bonus trivia episodes are some of the most fun that we have doing the show. Nice little way to pay our patrons back. But we have perks at all levels, so any amount of support that you're interested in giving us, we would be greatly appreciative. Check us out, patreon.com/Triviality Podcast.
I remember just the other day we were knocking at the door of 400. Now look at us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we
We
ever thought we'd
started
get
at the bottom.
Yeah. Now we're here.
Now we're somewhere.
Whatever.
We're somewhere in the middle, hopefully.
I don't think we ever thought we'd get 50, let alone 100 even.
Talking about
but
listeners or
patrons. Well, yeah, that too.
Anything.
Dollars.
That's yeah, right, exactly.
Well, thank you all, and thank you to our patrons who are on the show today. And back to Bettina for the swing round.
All right, so the last question was to kind of help us transition into the swing round. So for the swing round, we're going to places we might be a little leery of. So these are cities in scary movies. So I'll give you the year the film was released, the city that the film is set in, and a tagline for the movie. I just want you to name the film. And if it's a sequel, I just need the correct number.
Ooh.
So for example, released in 1978, set in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. When there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. And the answer is Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, got it. Okay, number 1. Released 1978. Haddonfield, Illinois. The Night He Came Home. Number 2. 2004. Set in Tokyo, Japan. It Never Forgives, It Never Forgets. Released 1985. Springwood, Ohio. The Man of Your Dreams is Back. Released 2018. Set in Berlin. Give Your Soul to the Dance. 1999, set in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Not Every Gift is a Blessing. 2001, Jersey, Channel Islands, United Kingdom. Sooner or Later They Will Find You. Released in 1986, Phoenix, Arizona. They're Back. Number 8, 1995, Woodsboro, California. Someone's Taken Their Love of Scary Movies One Step Too Far. Number 9, released in 1984, Gatlin, Nebraska. And a Child Shall Lead Them. And then last one, number 10, released in 1968, set in New York City. It's Not What You're Expecting.
All right, that's swing round, and we will be right back with the answers. The teams have come up with their answers, and we are back. So let's get the questions one more time, please, Bettina.
Okay, number 1, released in 1978 and set in Haddonfield, Illinois, The Night He Came Home.
We went with Halloween.
So do we. Halloween.
Yep, and that's correct. It's Halloween.
Classic.
Released in 2004, Tokyo, Japan. It Never Forgives, It Never Forgets.
We went with The Grudge.
The Grudge is what I was thinking, Jeff. We said Ringu. Original.
I'm wondering if it's Ju-on.
Yep, and it's The Grudge.
I knew that one because of
Is
the
it
star.
is it the OG or the remake?
The American with Sarah
Oh,
Michelle
okay.
Gellar.
Released in 1985, Springwood, Ohio. The Man of Your Dreams is Back.
We went Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Same. Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yep, both correct. Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Released in 2018, Berlin. Give Your Soul to the Dance.
We went with Suspiria.
And so did we. Suspiria.
Yep, and you're correct. It's Suspiria.
It is the mystery of the dance, Matt.
Never seen it.
I haven't either.
The original is very good. The new
That's The
one's
Simpsons,
different,
Matt.
but
Oh, yeah.
It is the mystery of the dance.
Tango de la Muerte.
1999, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Not Every Gift is a Blessing.
We saw dead people and said Sixth Sense.
We said 7.
And it's Sixth Sense. You're correct. The gift, I guess, like you said, is to see dead people. A gift that I would not want to have.
as soon as we heard horror and Philadelphia for M. Night Shyamalan, we had to go with it.
2001, Jersey, Channel Islands, UK. Sooner or later, they will find you.
I kind of remember the tagline of this, or at least on the poster, and I'm hoping it's right, but we said The Others.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We blanked on this one.
It's The Others, yep. Probably my favorite of the bunch. 1986, Phoenix, Arizona, They're Back.
I think the original, they were here, now they're back. We think this is Poltergeist 2.
Yep. Poltergeist 2.
Yep, and you're correct. It's Poltergeist 2.
Have you ever seen Poultrygeist? Horror movie?
It's funny you should say that because They're Back was also a tagline for a dinosaur film I liked as a kid,
Oh,
which is how I
Dinosaur
know
Story.
this.
Yeah. No, I was always too chicken to see Poltergeist.
1995, set in Woodsboro, California. Someone's taken their love of scary movies one step too far.
One of my favorites, we went with Scream.
So did we. Scream.
You're correct. Scream it is. And then 1984, Gatlin, Nebraska, and a child shall lead them.
I think Home of the Cornhuskers. We went with Children of the Corn.
And we did as well. Children of the Corn.
And you're correct. And just to age myself, this is a Stephen King story that was in the book Night Shift, and I actually checked that out of my school library in middle school, so they didn't ban Stephen King books in my middle school.
Do you still have the book? Is it like Seinfeld, where you've kept the book for years and years?
Bookman.
The bookman's coming after you?
So I gave it back.
Oh, shame.
But I do remember getting it, and the librarian might have even recommended it. But I'm sorry, number 10. Released in 1968, set in New York City. It's not what you're expecting.
This one has a great tagline that helps you with the clue because of the expecting, and we went Rosemary's Baby.
We had, Psycho.
It's Rosemary's Baby, just like you said, expecting. Yeah, good job, guys.
I would like you guys to all be aware that Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead, is a 2006 musical horror film directed by Lloyd Kaufman. And let's see what its Rotten Tomatoes score is here. Actually, it's 64%.
All right.
So
You want a good double feature? You watch that, and then you watch Thanksgiving with a killer turkey.
I love Thanksgiving. All right, that concludes the swing round. It looks like BBB did great. They did perfect. That brings their score to 100, nearly catching up with Fúsi's Foibles, which did pretty good as well, picking up 30 points, bringing their score to 115. And based on that, I think Fúsi's category is probably movies because you probably got most of those, right?
that is correct. He carried the whole team.
Just guessing. But what do you have in store for the second round?
All right, the second round is, excuse me, the titles are all countries or cities. So number 1, Boston. On April 5th, 1976, a heated protest took place on the steps of City Hall regarding the desegregation of Boston buses. This tension was captured in the Pulitzer Prize-winning photo, The Soiling of Old Glory, which captured the moment that African-American lawyer Ted Landsmark was attacked with what item?
We have two choices here, and we're going to choose one, so we're going to lock in.
I don't know this photo, Fúsi. When we talk about Old Glory in the U.S., it tends to be about the flag. So I don't know if he was attacked with a flag or like something like that, but
That sounds good to me.
that's what we'll guess. We're going to go with a flag.
Don't attack people with flags.
Our two clues that we kind of locked in on were soiling, so we thought maybe it was a water hose or like a fireman's hose shooting water. And then we thought of Old Glory the same reason, meaning the flag, so we ultimately went with the flag.
And he was actually attacked with a flag or flagpole, so yes, you're correct.
Yeah, I think the water hose picture you're thinking of was outside the diner in the 50s or 60s. That's an earlier.
Yeah, that
picture.
might be
'Cause
right,
I feel
yeah.
like that one's in black and white, the one we're thinking of.
Yeah, this is an incredible photo if you see it. And he was just a bystander. He was walking past just at the wrong time, and he got attacked. But because of this photo, he had a phenomenal career. And anyway, it's a good story afterwards. Portugal, number 2. What medical procedure did Portuguese neurologist Antonio Egas Monges develop to win the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1949? There has been so much criticism for this procedure that it was banned in the Soviet Union just 1 year after his win for being inhumane.
Well, yeah, unless we have to be more specific, but I'll lock. I think that's a good one.
Okay, we're going to lock in.
Procedure. I
my
just thought about
thought here-
lobotomizing. But
Yep,
that seems
lobotomizing is
older.
exactly what I thought. Because I feel like I remember that having won a Nobel Prize in medicine at some point, and he was a
So it's a great
neurologist,
idea.
and it's inhumane. So, yeah, I would like to go with that if you're comfortable with lobotomy.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think that this was the full frontal lobotomy or just lobotomy.
Yep, it was lobotomy. Correct. Number 3 is St. Paul, Minnesota. What late comedian was born in St. Paul into a family of 11 children, all of whom he mentioned individually in his 2016 Emmy acceptance speech? He had a bit part in Ferris Bueller's Day Off as a flower delivery man before being hand-selected by Eddie Murphy as the quote-unquote white guy in his movie Coming to America.
We can lock in.
Oh, yeah.
It's Louis Anderson, right? Like the guy from Baskets.
I think so, yeah. I think he's deceased. I think she said late, so
He just died.
yeah. So, Louis Anderson.
Yeah, by all accounts, from what I've read, very nice man. We went with Louis Anderson.
Yep, you're correct. Yeah, and he just passed away in January. But it was Louis Anderson.
How about the 90s? We had a Louis Anderson cartoon. We had a Howie Mandel cartoon.
Louis Anderson hosted The Feud.
He did
People
host
even
The Feud
remember
for a
that?
while, yeah.
It's terrible. He's not good at it. R.I.P.
He's no Richard Karn. We all know this.
What a tribute, Matt. Some of the internet.
Do you remember that thing he was bad at? Let's
Yeah.
laugh at him.
He was good at everything else.
Yeah.
Oh, Germany. Number 4, Germany. What element did German chemist Hennig Brand discover in 1677 when he was experimenting on his own urine to produce gold? This element's name is derived for the Greek for bringer of light and is named because it glowed in the dark.
Like he's trying to make gold out of something. He's like, what should I make gold out of? Let's
I know
see.
something that's quite gold.
And you can actually go online and do this yourself if you wanted to.
No, I'm good.
Experiment with your urine on the stove. And
I've been able to so far avoid those types of videos on the internet. So
Jeff is no stranger to urine
I
experimentation.
feel like that glows.
But we don't kink shame here.
What do you know about
research
urine,
purposes.
Matt? I know in our past, Matt, we've experimented with urine, but what do we remember?
Many seasons of Man vs. Wild DVDs.
I don't know why in the back of our coffee
don't
conglomerate
drink
shop.
your urine. It is not good for you.
Yeah,
Please.
in the
Unless
back
you
of,
have to.
in the back of our
No,
coffee.
it's still not good for you. It'll dehydrate you.
Actually, I saw a video about that because every time you drink it and then you go again, it just gets
Yeah, more and more
Diluted.
toxic.
more and more toxic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Urine is not sterile, people.
Yeah.
it's good to know.
the two that I was thinking of were the two that you wrote down.
I like the second one because I'm pretty sure that one is used in other glow-in-the-dark items.
Oh, like Glow Bright and
Yeah.
the toys we used to play
Oh,
with.
yeah. You know,
Okay. Yeah, let's go with that.
glow sticks when we're at the raves.
Fúsi, you said you're not great in science, but you know this. Do you know this one?
No.
Okay, I'm going to talk it out. Let me know if this sounds like it makes sense. I think phosphorus is in P, and forest sounds like it could be fluorescent related. I don't know. So maybe it glows in the dark. I just want to guess phosphorus. I think it was discovered about that time, so
Sounds good to me.
phosphorus will be our
Wow.
answer.
I hope that's right because that means I did a science correctly. And we said phosphorus.
It's not
Yeah, you
uranium.
did it.
I also wrote down uranium.
Nope, it's phosphorus.
Good job, guys.
Phosphorescent,
Well
yeah.
done.
I love you guys. Uranium is great. I'm very happy.
That's the title.
Good luck photoshopping that.
Not a problem. I've already got the idea in my head.
Number 5 is Japan. The Aomori Prefecture on the island of Honshu yields the highest quantity of what type of fruit in Japan? This fruit is also the most consumed fruit in Japan. The Tohoku Research Station in Fujisaki is credited with cultivating one of the most popular varieties currently in the world. What is the fruit?
I would like to use our phone a friend on Ken.
I don't know.
Is that a fruit? That's our new podcast spinoff. Is this a blank?
It's blank a blank.
I mean, is this a fruit? Is a much harder question than you would think some of the time.
Every week, quick 2-minute episode. Is this a fruit?
Actually,
New fruit every week.
that would be a good podcast. Is this a blank? And then every episode is it a fruit? Is it a country?
Rapid fire.
like a raspberry. Is it a fruit?
So I've had many
Sort of.
Of those
sakes
things.
and wines made from this, and if it is a fruit,
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming that they make a lot of it and they eat a lot of it.
Yeah, that's sound logic, assuming that is a fruit.
Do you know if it's a fruit?
I'm gonna guess that it's a fruit, and we're gonna lock in with this.
Wow, this could be interesting.
We're gonna lock in with this fruit.
Okay. Do you know any Japanese fruits?
No, I don't. Not
For some
nothing
reason,
that comes to
like,
mind.
goji berry came to mind. I don't think it's right. I don't know any specifically Japanese fruits.
Yeah. I've noticed some of the bananas at the grocery stores are from Japan.
Really?
Yeah.
Bananas would be an interesting one, but I don't. A lot of the Japanese cuisine I know doesn't really use bananas. But to be fair, I also don't know anything about goji berries. So, what's that really? The durian? Is that really smelly one?
Probably this.
What one? What did you
The
say?
durian fruit?
I don't know
Yeah,
that one.
Like
that.
it like smells really bad.
Oh, sounds great.
Could you
I-
give a recap?
I mean, you live in a country with Carl, so
Yeah, with Hákarl, yeah.
Yeah, I can't say it right, but yeah, it's a acquired taste.
Say it again for me. Hákarl?
Hákarl.
Hákarl.
Mukluk.
Yeah, we got a lot of stinky food here.
I liked most of it,
Except that.
except that. No, that was horrible.
What was the pluffisker? Is that, I don't know how you say it, but the fish potato
That was amazing.
delicious.
Yeah, plockfiskut, yeah.
Pluffisker, yeah.
I could eat that every day.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But I'm vegan now, so I can't.
It was always a
anymore.
fun thing you would do to your friends. You went to their house and you would take you would have Hákarl with you, just the ones that you buy in the grocery store, and then you microwave it and it stinks up the entire house. Just throw it in the microwave when he's not looking. And
The
That's
worst thing I've
that's
ever
the
heard.
Icelandic
You can't
upper
live there.
decker.
Okay, so fruit.
it's just name of fruit. I don't know. I just think of like star fruit and random things like that. But
Sure, we're gonna go with the star fruit because we have no idea.
You have no idea.
None whatsoever.
Okay.
We discussed a few things. I remember a long time ago drinking choya, which was a plum wine, and I know they have a lot of plum wines there. So that's what we were discussing. If
Pickled plum.
Yeah.
Very, very popular.
if a plum was a fruit, that's what we were discussing, but I believe it is. So we won plum.
So I was trying to give you a little hint here, but Fuji sake, Fuji is where I was going with that, and apples is what is
Oh,
the fruit.
Apple makes a lot more sense.
And it's also China's most popular fruit, too.
Fuji is my third favorite kind of apple.
And then your first favorite kind of film.
Look, Kodak Man.
I got it. I grew up in the 80s. I got it.
Fúsi, I'm just
It's a good
curious. I was watching a food documentary, but in Iceland, is skyr, is that how you pronounce it? SKYR is pretty popular there?
oh yeah, we eat a lot of that.
Because all the recipes had that in it, so I was just curious.
Remind me, what is skyr? That's the.
Yogurt.
It's like a
Yogurt.
thick yogurt,
Oh yeah.
very high
That's right.
protein.
And I watched them make volcano bread. It was really cool. They baked the bread on a volcano.
We had some.
Yeah.
Did you? Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And that is the first half of the second round. It is 155 to 140, so the gap is the same, but close scores.
So number 6 is Canada. What Canadian province is noted for producing the most NHL-ready players per capita? This province has 3 to 4 NHL players per 100,000 people. Remarkable considering the province has approximately 1.1 million residents and no NHL team. And a hint for this question is 2 late great athletes, hockey legend Gordon Howe and pro wrestler Roddy Piper are from this province.
Yeah, we'll lock in.
That's a province, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're locked in.
Is this a province?
So was Roddy Piper's a Newfie, right?
Ooh, that makes sense with the right amount of people. Newfoundland's a great guess.
and the Scottishness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they definitely don't have a hockey team. So I like Newfoundland. That was like one of the top 2 I was considering.
What was
What's
the
your other
one?
one? Yeah.
Manitoba.
Okay.
But I think there's more people in Manitoba than that. So
So we got a Newfoundland.
we're going to go Newfoundland.
Yeah, we were discussing that one as well. We kind of crossed out, Vancouver, Ontario, Ottawa, etc. Matt wrote down Saskatchewan,
Is
which
that because Vancouver is a city in British Columbia?
or British Columbia is one of them. Yes. Is this a province?
I need to make Bettina's son and all the other people who know me as a pedant happy. So.
Newfoundland sounds great though, so we went with Saskatchewan though.
And the answer is Saskatchewan.
Wow.
There's that few people in Saskatchewan? Wow.
The gap
Yeah.
is closing.
Yep, we're going on the London Underground to close the gap.
So New Haven, Connecticut. Handsome Dan was the first live mascot of an American university when Yale adopted him in 1889. Currently, Walter is the 18th Bulldog to have this honor, but what was the significance of the Bulldog Bingo, who became the mascot in 1969?
Nice.
The only thing I knew was Yale had a bulldog. So now I'm
He
very
was
sad.
he was like shaking his head like, oh yeah, got it. Yale.
Bulldog. Woo.
Yeah.
Because
We're
it's
gonna get
from
this.
Gilmore Girls. They talk about Handsome Dan all
Was
the time.
Bingo especially stinky?
Bingo had the worst poops.
Bingo was indeed his
His
name.
name. Oh yeah, we got it.
I don't know
I'm
much
at a
about.
loss, Jeff.
Yeah, me too. I have a couple thoughts. Maybe Bingo is the only female bulldog or male bulldog, one of the two. Or my other thought is maybe Bingo was blind, like the dog in Arrested Development. Justice. Not as funny, but
Not as funny when you just say it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three-legged.
Three-legged would be awesome. Three-legged dogs are great. Every three-legged dog I've ever met is cool. So,
So what are you going with? Gotta go
Peg
with
leg.
something.
yeah, let's say
You choose, Jeff. I have no idea.
let's say Bingo was missing a leg.
Yeah, we just kind of thought about Handsome Dan and sort of the myth of Handsome Dan, and thought maybe it was a female dog.
And you're correct. Bingo was the first girl dog, and she symbolized Yale opening their doors to women in 1969.
So I like that. It has a little meaning too.
There goes your lead.
Yeah.
Ow.
Kiss it goodbye.
A bittersweet piece of history.
I believe she has 4 legs, but yeah, or she had 4 legs.
I will entrust that you are correct.
Thailand, number 8. What movie character whose surname is also the title of the 1973 movie has become a symbol of protection and good luck to truck drivers in Thailand? The image of Al Pacino's character on mud flaps is meant to discourage disruption by corrupt police officers.
Okay, we're gonna lock in over here.
Kojak? What was the police officer he played? Not Kojak.
Yeah.
Hooah!
That was Scent of a Woman.
I know it
He
was
a
in Scent of a
lawyer.
Woman.
You're thinking of Telly Savalas with the sucker in his mouth. It's Kojak.
Yeah. What is the Serpico, right? Was that
Yes.
Al Pacino?
That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with Serpico.
I haven't seen many It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episodes, but there's one with Charlie dressed
Yes.
as Serpico the entire time. So,
That's all I could think of.
so we said Serpico.
That's correct. I remember that too. Serpico it is. Yeah, so I guess they have mud flaps with Al Pacino's face on
Oh,
it.
so cool.
That should be the truck's horn then, is when they pull it. It's hoo-ah! Hoo-ah!
I guess if the police officers see their mud flaps, they don't mess with them. I don't know. Number 9, Colorado. A year prior to his road trip to cover the Mint 400 road race, what countercultural journalist campaigned for sheriff of Pitkin County, Colorado in 1970 on the Freak Power ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. You want to lock that in?
Yep, locked in.
Fúsi, I don't know why, but it makes me think On the Road with Jack Kerouac.
I thought Jack Kerouac.
We're going to make it easy. We're going to lock in with Jack Kerouac.
We thought about Kerouac, but the one Matt wrote down I thought was much more counterculture. What did you go with?
Yeah, I think this might have been on the road when they were leaving Las Vegas, and we said Hunter S. Thompson.
That's correct. It's Hunter S. Thompson. The Mint 400 is in Las Vegas. Yeah. So, number 10. So, heading back home. So, this is a Wilmington, North Carolina question, since that's where I live. What 1986 David Lynch movie was filmed in Wilmington, North Carolina? Lynch wanted the lead character, Jeffrey Beaumont, to be played by Chris Isaak, but he turned it down. 2 of Isaac's songs, though, are included in the film soundtrack, along with songs sung by actress Isabella Rossellini.
We can lock in over here.
Shocking.
I stopped writing after Lynch movie.
What Lynch movies do we know, Jeff?
Oh.
Eraserhead?
Could be. I don't
I
remember.
think early Lynch. Mulholland Drive?
Oh, yeah. That's David Lynch. All right, Mulholland Drive.
Mulholland Park.
That does not help me.
No.
I'm lost. Sorry. Fúsi and I just can't seem to come up with it. I think the closest guess we had was Eraserhead, so that's what we're gonna lock in.
We said Blue Velvet.
What kind of beer you like?
Pabst Blue.
Yeah, but you're correct. It's Blue Velvet with Isabella Rossellini and Kyle MacLachlan before he starred in Twin Peaks.
Oh, we had a pretty good round there.
We're making
Very
a
good
comeback.
round.
Right.
At the conclusion of the second round, Team Bulk Book Buyers. Perfect.
Big bulk.
190.
buyer.
Trailing them, Fúsi's Foibles, 165, fading into the background.
Living up to the team name.
I do want to say, Bettina, last time you were here, you wrote and hosted a wonderful game. We got a lot of great feedback, and today is no
Really?
exception. It's really great again, so thank you.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Wow. Did you guys ever go on the online quiz league? So I write for that. I don't know.
Oh, no. The only trivia we do is right here in this room.
We reserve all of our
Very
trivia for
occasionally bar trivia.
We try not to get better at trivia because we just don't know if it'll help. So, Ken, you just announced the scores for the end of regulation. Right before we go to the final round to hear the categories, one thing we wanted to ask once more of all of our listeners is for some more I Am the Cream drops.
Oh, that's right. Any part of that Macho Man speech that you'd like to record yourself doing, you could do it in your own voice. You could do it in Macho Man's voice or a tertiary voice, if you please.
Gilbert Godfrey voice.
We just need more cream drops so we can have a little bit more variety. And if you want to hear yourself on the show, please send that in.
Yep, and it could be, I am the cream rises to the top. Just check out the Macho Man video of him.
Unjustifiably.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, anything you want to do.
Yep, send them in, please, to trivialitypodcast@gmail.com.
And what are the final round categories today?
So the final round categories we'll do with outer space, since there has been more travel there recently. And I'm a huge David Bowie fan, so the questions are Starman, Space Oddities, Ashes to Ashes, Life on Mars, and Moon Age Daydream.
And all the bets are in. Looks like both teams are going all in and just hoping that these questions favor them. Let's get the questions.
All right, Starman. What astrophysicist co-founded Asteroid Day in 2004? He is perhaps more famous as a guitarist and was influential in having an asteroid named in honor of his bandmate in 2016 on what would have been his bandmate's 70th birthday. So Space Oddities. In November 2000, the Terra satellite showed the thermal imaging of the geographical oddity Blood Falls. Blood Falls is a reddish-brown waterfall that pours onto the shores of West Lake Bonny in Victoria Land. The image is remarkable because of the difficulty satellites have in imaging this area. What continent is Blood Falls located on? Ashes to Ashes. In what cult horror movie is the character Ash Williams the sole survivor of the Canadarian demon? The film features a poster of Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes, which the film director Sam Raimi purposefully added to boast that his movie was scarier than Craven's. Life on Mars. In Roman mythology, what bird revered for its cunning and wisdom was Mars's son Picus turned into by the witch Circe? Those unfamiliar with the myth may remember the bird from the cartoon character whose Macy's Day Parade float was punctured by Jerry in a Seinfeld episode. A Moon Age Daydream. Written by Henry Mancini, Dreamsville Music was the score used for the TV program Peter Gunn. Who played piano on the 1958 recording? This musician would become an acclaimed Academy Award-winning film composer with his first Oscar nomination for 1967's Valley of Dolls.
And those are the questions. We'll be right back with the team's answers. And we're back. Welcome back to the show, guys. The answers are locked in, and let's get the questions one more time. See how it all shakes out.
Starman, what astrophysicist co-founded Asteroid Day in 2004? He is perhaps more famous as a guitarist and was influential in having an asteroid named in honor of his bandmate in 2016 on what would have been his bandmate's 70th birthday.
We love this trivia fact about this person, and we said it's the guitarist for Queen, Brian May.
Yes, we also said Brian May.
And that's correct. It's Brian May. And so, you know, David Bowie and Freddie Mercury all have asteroids named after them as well, in case it was ever to come up.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Space Oddities. In November 2000, the Terra satellite showed thermal imaging of the geographical oddity Blood Falls. Blood Falls is a reddish-brown waterfall that pours onto the shores of West Lake Bonny in Victoria Land. The image is remarkable because of the difficulty satellites have in imaging this area. What continent is Blood Falls located on?
We were between Australia and Antarctica, and we went with Australia, probably regrettably.
And we went with Antarctica.
And that's correct. It's Antarctica.
Boo.
And I just felt like all the continents should be covered in my set. So
Oh, nice.
I added that one in.
I was gonna say with when you reset it, I was thinking there's really no satellites over Antarctica, but when you said the thermographic imaging, I'm like, oh, that's got to be tough. So
Yeah, they were able to capture it, but just like you said, the satellites have a hard time getting to the poles. Ashes to Ashes. In what cult horror movie is the character Ash Williams the sole survivor of the Canadarian demon? The film features a poster of Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes, which the film director Sam Raimi purposely added to boast that his movie was scarier than Craven's.
We went with Evil Dead.
As did we. Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead. And I guess y'all figured out the genre when I was
Oh, yeah.
put a lot of horror in there. So life on Mars. In Roman mythology, what bird revered for its cunning and wisdom was Mars's son Picus turned into by the witch Circe? Those unfamiliar with the myth may remember the bird from the cartoon character whose Macy's Day Parade float was punctured by Jerry in a Seinfeld episode.
Neil remembered that this was Tweety Bird, which is a yellow canary.
And what did we say here, Jeff?
Picus, we said was a canary.
So the parade float that was punctured by Jerry was Woody Woodpecker,
that's right.
and it is a woodpecker.
Ooh.
I don't know what I was
thought
thinking.
I thought it was Woodstock, like one of the Snoopy ones.
Yeah.
So
And Picus is the name for the family of woodpecker.
ah.
Oh, that's right. That was Mr. Pitt. Mr. Pitt's favorite character. That was my bad. Sorry.
Tweety Bird.
I think you're gonna get us though if you get this last one.
Okay. Moon Age Daydream. Written by Henry Mancini, Dreamsville Music was the score used for the TV program Peter Gunn, who played piano on the 1958 recording. This musician would become an acclaimed Academy Award-winning film composer. Excuse me. His first Oscar nomination was for 1967's Valley of the Dolls.
Yeah, we went with John Williams.
So did we. John Williams.
And that's correct. It's John Williams. Good way to end the game.
Is it?
All right, the final round was a little bit hit and miss for bulk book buyers, so they're not going to be able to buy quite as many books as they thought they were going to be. They finished with 220.
But fortunately, it was more hit than miss over here.
Yeah, true. You guys only missed one question, bolstering your score by 90, bringing you to 255, making Fúsi's foibles the cream of the crop.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Great game, guys.
Well done.
Yeah, that was great.
It was in your grasp the whole time, then it started slipping, but then you snatched the victory.
Fúsi was a great teammate. I feel like the only reason we had a chance in the final was because of the help on quite a few of these questions, especially during that swing round. Scary movies are not my strong point, so
Fúsi coming in the clutch.
Absolutely. Anything you'd like to say, Fúsi, before we bid you adieu?
No, just thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun. Let's do it again.
Talk for joining us. And
Talk video.
Oh.
and Bettina, thank you again for this great game. Any final statements from you?
Sure, I'm just going to give a couple of shout outs to people who helped me out. My brother, Chris, of course, my cousin Doug, and Kelsey Barkham, which y'all know, and my friend Connie, and the trivia team that I play with, Long, Hing, and Gwen. And again, so many people from the crop. They're always so helpful. And I'm going to forget a couple names, but Louis, Nathan, and Chris. And thank you so much for having me back. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course. Love to have you guys on. And that'll do it for today's episode. Great game all around. Thank you, Jeff, Neil, Matt. I'm Ken, and that was Triviality.
Go buy the book.
For the poop.
I'm very poop phobic.
Yeah,
So.
I hear you.
That's why you never go.
It's your least favorite category.
Ooh.
I
That's
stand by that as a good joke.